Hi guys, it's Aaron Siwayuntalan, and our topic for this particular video is none other than the Itsuma 2. Of course, the Itsuma 2 is a continuation of my Itsuma 1 test-taking strategies, and it's always useful to use test-taking strategies in all types of nursing examination. Okay, so you can use it in nursing examination. At the same time, you can also use it at multiple choice examination. So kung kahit hindi sa nursing, pwede to. So pwede to sa, nagtuturo rin kasi ako sa medtech, sa PT, sa even in criminology we could use this. Pero for today, we'll go with nursing. So lahat ng klaseng nursing exams pwede, especially for the NLE, CGFNS, NCLEX, HAAD, CRNE, Prometrics, even your DHA or MOH. Okay, so let's start answering first the Itsuma 2. Kung hindi nyo pa napapanood ang Itsuma 1 video, so please review the Itsuma 1 and the modification techniques para mas madali nyong maintindihan ang Itsuma 2. Okay, so just answer one item and feel free to go back at any number that you want. You can just rewind your video, okay, if you want, but just answer this. Okay, so get a piece of paper and then answer the Itsuma 2. So number 1, number 2, let's go. Number 3, you can pause anytime your videos kung kailangan nyo ng additional time, but I'll just go over the whole 10 items. Number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and last but never the least, item number 10. Okay, so how was it? Mahirap ba? Okay, pasensya na kayo, medyo paus na ako, medyo ang dami kasing review ngayon time na to, and kakauwi ko lang galing Dubai for the HAAD review, and online nurse review alternative is asking me to do a succession video for the Itsuma 2. Okay, so eto na yon. Okay, so before we answer the Itsuma 2, of course we always study first how the examination is constructed. Okay, so this is just a little review. Okay, for those, again, I would just like to reiterate, you have to watch the Itsuma 1 video for you to understand this very well, because if you don't have the Itsuma 1 video, medyo may hirapan ka dito dahil kumbaga continuation to ng Itsuma 1. Okay, so let's go back to the board examination question. What do you call the parts? Okay, the part that tells a story. You have the situation, the part that asks the question from here to here. That's what you call the stem. The part where you choose from, those are what you call the choices. As you can see in this particular video, my choices are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So, pareho lang yan ng A, B, C, and D. Ang pinagkaiba lang, kapag nakikita nyo 1, 2, 3, and 4 ang start ng choices, ibig lang sabihin yan, this is a taken from NCLEX. Okay? Pag A, B, C, and D, local board. Okay? So, or A, B, C, and D, it could be HAD also. A, B, C, D rin ginagamit nila. Okay? So, what do you call the part that tells a story? They call that the situation. What do you call the part that answers the stem? What do you call the part that asks the question? You call that the stem. And what do you call the part where you choose from? You call those the choices. And then, of course, there's a choice that answers the stem. In this case, it's number 4. Okay, the choice that answers the stem is what we call the correct answer. And all the other choices aside from the correct answer, you call them the distractors. Okay? So, of course, 5-finger modification. Again, I don't really like to reiterate na paulit-ulit, no? Pero, please go back to the modification videos for the 5-finger modification. First finger, we have the issue. So, issue is the problem the question is asking about. Okay, it may be a drug. For example, sabi nung stem, among the following drugs, what is contraindicated for this client? So, the answer could only be a drug. Remember the rule of the issue. Whatever is the issue, that is the only possible answer. Okay, it could be a nursing problem, a behavior, a disorder, a procedure. Okay, a vaccine. Remember the rule of the issue. Whatever the issue, it's the only possible answer. Okay, now we have the second finger, the client. So identify the client in the question. The client is usually the person with the health problem. 75% of cases, the client is none other than the patient. On the other 25%, it could be a relative or significant other, another member of the healthcare team, the student, the community, or even a lay person. Okay? Remember the rule of the client, guys. The only possible answer is a client-centered answer. Okay? Now, since this is the Itsumo 2, we will now update that particular rule of the client. Magiging dalawa na ang rule instead of 1. Okay? So, remember the first rule of the client? The only possible answer is a client-centered answer. The second rule of the client is avoid being biased. Okay? Ano yung pagiging biased? When you say biased, you're treating the client different from other clients. Okay? For example, may mga triggering kasing factors na nagtitrigger ng pagiging bias natin. Okay, number 1, usually yung hate. For example, sabi ng situation, a homosexual with HIV. Okay, so kung ikaw isang homophobic, matitrigger nung situation na yun yung pagiging bias mo. So, iba na kagad ang approach mo dun sa client mo. That is what we call the hate biases. Okay, so that's being biased because of hate. Now, the thing about it is always remember, the client is the most important person in any situation. In regardless kung ano man yung sakit niya or kung ano man yung situation, basta tatandaan niyo palagi that the client is the most important person. So how should you treat a client, a homosexual client with HIV? Differently or just like any other client? So you treat that particular person just like any other client. Okay? So, now, another form of being biased is affection. kabaliktaran to ng hate. Ang affection, ito yung parang instead of treating the client na as any other client, you treat this client naman specially. For example, infants. Okay? So, infants, pag infant yun nasa situation, so parang feeling mo, kailangan magbigay ka ng mas pa kesa dun sa ibibigay mo sa kahit na sinong client. Another good example is elderly. Okay? So, when you're talking about the elderly, you think that you have to give more than what you will give a regular client. But that is a wrong connotation. Okay? So, always remember, in the concept of nursing, in the concept of healthcare, we treat the clients equally. Ibig sabihin, kaya ano pa yung sitwasyon, kaya ano pa yung diagnosis sa kanya, the treatment should be equal. How should you treat a client? Just like any other client. Always remember that, guys, ha? Okay? Merong dating show sa TV. Of course, I'll use this as an example, ha? Okay, hindi ko na sasabihin kung ano yung show, pero I'm sure alam nyo to. Okay, dati siya sa Channel 2, tapos nalipat siya sa Channel 5. Okay, so malaking issue yun. Hindi nyo napapansin. Okay, so siguro alam nyo na kung sino yung tinutukoy ko, no? Pero hindi nyo napapansin, bakit kapag ang contestant niya bata o kaya matanda, pag nanalo malaki? Pero kapag ang contestant niya is parang regular person, halimbawa teenager or parang young professional, okay, hindi yun mananalo ng malaki. Okay, it's because of the fact that that particular host of that particular show is biased. Ang biases niya is being yung tinatawag nating affection. Okay, so that's the reason kung bakit kapag tatandaan nyo, ha, in any situation, you treat the client equally. Okay? So, tandaan nyo, ha, dalawa na ang rule ng clients natin ngayon. Number 1, all possible answers are client-centered. Number 2, avoid being biased. Okay? Magsisave yan sa inyo kapag nandun na sa tanong. Okay? Halimbawa, let me give you an example. How should you treat a client with HIV? Or what should you wear when you're entering the client's room with HIV when giving mouth care? A. Gloves. B. Gown, gloves, goggles. C. Let's say gown. D. Let's say gloves and goggles. Okay? So, tandaan nyo, ha, HIV client, pumasok ka doon sa kwarto, ano daw ang susot mo? If your answer is any more than gloves, you're already wrong. Anong nangyari? Na-trigger ko ang pagiging bias mo. Bakit? Magbibigay ka lang ng mouth care. So, in a regular client, kung tatanggalin ko yung HIV doon sa situation, ang bibigay mo lang doon sa client na yon, ang susuot mo lang kung magma-mouth care ka is none other than the gloves. Pero dahil nilagay ko yung particular sakit na magte-trigger ng pagiging bias mo, ano na nangyari? Iba na yung approach mo dun sa client. Can you follow? Okay, so that's the second rule na tatandaan nyo, ha? Don't be biased. Another good example is if you are being triggered with the other type, it's the affection. For example, kung halimbawa, kung alam nyo anong body fluid ng may HIV ang negative sa virus, Okay? So, kung ang sagot mo saliva, meron yon. Kung ang sagot mo sweat, meron yon. Kung ang sagot mo blood, marami yon. Kung ang sagot mo semen or vaginal fluids, marami yon. Okay? Breast milk, meron din. The only possible answer ng body fluid ng isang may HIV na negative of the virus is none other than their tears. Okay? So, question: how should you handle the tears of a client who's crying with HIV? Okay? So, will you consider it clean or will you consider it as contaminated? If your answer is contaminated, you're correct. Can you follow? Eh sir, di ba sabi mo, kakasabi mo lang, negative of the virus. Okay, pero tatandaan nyo sa concept ng universal precaution, UPREC, all blood and body fluids should be considered as contaminated, not clean. Okay? Now, I'll stimulate the other form of being biased. You are a special nurse of the Vatican, in a situation, okay, and you're taking care of none other than the Pope. How will you consider the body fluids of the Pope? Okay, consider them as clean or consider them as contaminated? What's your answer, guys? If you answer clean, naging bias ka. Bakit? As we all know, ang mga Catholics, kino-consider nila ang body fluids ng Pope as sacred. Even, sabi nila, kumukuha pa sila ng mga body fluids kasi nagiging relics yun kapag ginawa ng santo yung Pope. Okay? And that's the wrong impression again, because you're a nurse. Remember, how should you treat the client? You should treat them equally. Tandaan nyo, guys, hindi lahat ng magte-take ng nursing Katoliko. Okay? Hindi rin lahat ng gumagawa ng examination Katoliko. Of course, predominant religion sa atin yun, pero I'm not talking about the religion. I'm talking about the concept of being biased. Okay, again, first finger, issue. Second finger, client. Now, dalawa na ang rule ng clients natin, Okay? Again, all possible answers are client-centered. And number 2, avoid being biased. Okay. Now, let's go to the middle finger. It's none other than the keyword. Okay? So, keywords focuses your attention on what is important. Sometimes they do appear in different sizes or fonts, but most of the times they don't. So, yan mga examples ng keyword. Examples: priority, early symptoms, late symptoms, initial, vital, best, worst, and of course, kung CGFNS, NCLEX, wala masyado silang accept, pero sa local board examination, HAAD, meron silang gumagamit sila accept. Please review by modification videos, okay, para matutunan nyo kung paano uli ang paggamit sa word na accept. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so fourth finger, the index finger is learn to prioritize. Keyword ang magsasabi sa iyo kung time na para mag-prioritize. So, priority setting is asking yourself what comes first, what is the most important, or what gets the highest priority. Remember, in the beginner level strategy or the modification technique, I taught you that when you prioritize, okay, you have 3 guidelines. Number 1 is Maslow's, number 2 is ABC, and number 3 is nursing process. So those are your 3 guidelines when you prioritize. Again, Maslow's, ABC, nursing process. But since this is the Itsuma 2 video, i-upgrade natin yung mga guidelines mo ng prioritization. Okay, so aside from Maslow's ABC and the nursing process, we'll have the fourth guideline. And what is the fourth guideline? Physiologic over psychologic, even in psychiatric cases. Okay, so physiologic over psychologic, even in psychiatric cases. Okay, yan ang malaking pagkakamali ng mga students. For example, okay, hinihingi ng STEM, hinihingi ng keyword na mag-prioritize ka. So, the keyword is first, the keyword is priority, example. Tapos, ang sakit mo, ang sakit nung nasa situation mo is psych. So, bibigyan ka ngayon ng choices. Tapos, merong psych, merong physio. Ang most common na pagkakamali ng students, isasagot siya ng psych. Kasi nga naman, psych naman yung nandun sa STEM. Mali yun. Tandaan nyo ha, mali yun. Bakit mali, Mr. Untalan? Kasi, tatandaan nyo ha, one guideline in prioritization is physiologic over psychologic, even in psychiatric cases. Let me give you a concrete example, guys. Okay? Anong priority nursing diagnosis natin sa may anorexia? Anong priority nursing diagnosis natin sa may anorexia? Okay, so what's the answer? It's none other than nutrition. Okay? Diba? Anong klaseng sakit ang anorexia? Sa utak o sa katawan? Diba sa utak? Pero pag sinabi ko priority nursing diagnosis sa may anorexia, nutrition ka. And what is nutrition? What type of problem is nutrition? It's none other than physiologic. Tama? Let me give you another example. Anong priority nursing diagnosis natin kapag may, let's say, dementia? Okay. This is a very common question. So, most of you know that the priority nursing diagnosis for a demented client is none other than safety. Remember, what is dementia? What type of a problem is dementia? Again, it's a psychological problem. Pero, anong priority mo? Physiological problem. Because physiologic always comes before psychologic. Tandaan nyo, ang ikamamatay ng tao ay ang sakit niya saan? Ang sakit niya sa katawan, hindi ang sakit niya muna sa utak. Kaya una lagi ang katawan, kahit psych pa yan. So that's your fourth guideline. Again your first guideline is Maslow. Your second guideline is ABC. Your third guideline is nursing process. Your fourth guideline is physiologic over psychologic, even in psychiatric cases. Now, of course, we have your fifth guideline. Okay, what's your fifth guideline? Okay, actual before potential. Okay? Actual before potential. Natatandaan nyo yun ang pinagawa ka ng supay ng CI mo. Of course, pinagawa ka ng supay. Sawang-sawa ka na sa kakagamit ng pain. So, anong ginawa mo? Naghanap ka ng ibang problem sa nanda mo. Ito, favorite to ng mga students. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Ginamit ko rin to ng student ako. Okay? Yes. Potential for infection related to post-surgical incision. Okay? Potential for infection related to post-surgical incision. Isang tingin pa lang ng CI mo, anong sabi niya sa'yo? Okay, ulitin mo yan. Mali yan. Bakit? Kasi hindi pwedeng mauna ang problema sa sa hinaharap kesa sa problema sa pangkasalukuyan. Okay? Tandaan nyo Remember, pag supay ang pinagawa sa atin, magagamit to ng mga magiging clinical instructor pagdating ng time. Okay? So, kung clinical instructor ka, please use this. Or kung magiging clinical instructor ka, lagi mo tatandaan to. Pag nagpagawa ka ng supay, laging priority problems ang hinihingi sa supay. Hindi hihingi ang supay ng Hindi hihingi ang supay ng non-priority problems. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Kailangan priority yung problems. Hindi pwedeng magbigay ka ng potential problems. Can you follow? Okay? So, actual is always comes before potential. Halimbawa, let me give you a concrete example, guys. For example, galing ka sa review center. Wala kang pamasahe pa uwi ng bahay. Okay? So, wala kang pera na. Ubus mo yung allowance mo. Bukas, may review ulit. Wala ka pa rin pamasahe pabalik sa review center. Anong uunahin mong problemahin? Makabalik sa review center o makauwi muna? For sure, ang una mong problemahin is makauwi. Tama? Because actual will weigh more than potential. Are we clear? Okay? So, that is your fifth guideline. Okay? So, again, first guideline, Maslow's. Second guideline, ABC. Third guideline, nursing process. Fourth guideline, physiologic over psychologic, even in psychiatric cases. Fifth guideline, actual before potential. Kaya pag may nagtanong sa'yo, okay, o CHN tayo, among the following problems in family nursing, what is the most important? Health threat, health deficit, or foreseeable crisis? Pag ang tanong sa iyo, least important, napakasimple na sagot. Least, okay, the answer is foreseeable crisis. Alam ng lahat yun. Bakit? Kasi siya yung walang kinalaman sa iyo. Pero pag ang tanong sa iyo, most important, marami pa rin nagkakamali dito. Ano mas importante? Health threat o health deficit? Kung ang sagot mo, health threat, mali ka. Bakit? Hindi pwedeng mauna ang alin? Potential bago ang actual. Remember, health threat is a what? Threat. From the term itself, threat. It's a potential threat. Okay? Health deficit is an actual problem. Halimbawa, ang health threat mo is non-vaccination. Ang health deficit mo is tuberculosis. Sige nga, sino unahin mo? Tuberculosis o non-vaccination? Most definitely, unahin mo yung TB kasi actual problem siya. Yun ang paggamit doon. Can you follow? Okay, so I hope that I have given enough examples for this particular concept. Okay, and then of course, your last guidelines in prioritization for this particular video is none other than focus on the client's feelings. Okay, so focus on the client's feelings. Medyo pag marami sulat na kasi dito sa slide ko nagde-decepticals yung sulat. Okay, so focus on your client's feelings. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Hindi nyo napapansin bakit laging sagot yung you seem anxious. Would you like to talk about it? Tell me more. I'll sit with you for a while. Why? Because those particular answers are focusing on your client's feelings. Natandaan nyo to, lalong-lalo na sa mga psych questions. Therapeutic communication is always asked in psych. Okay? So, focus on your client's feelings. Halimbawa, sabi nila, palagi yan tatlo lang yan. Yung sinabi ko na, tell me more, I'll sit with you for a while, or you seem anxious, would you like to talk about it? Okay? Lahat halos deviation lang yan, tatlong yan. Laging silang tatlo. So, tatandaan nyo yan, Okay, so, focus on your client's feelings. And then, again, So we have 6 guidelines in prioritization right now. Again, what are those guidelines? Number 1, Maslow's hierarchy. Number 2, ABC. Number 3, nursing process. Number 4, physiologic over psychologic even in psychiatric cases. Number 5, actual before potential. And now last, number 6, focus on your client's feelings. Okay, so the keyword is also the one that is asking you to go with your positive or negative response. So that is the upgrade in your 5-finger modification. Let's now go to the next level strategies para doon magawa na natin, masagutan na natin yung Itsumo 2. Okay? Let's go with the next level strategy.